Cubs find a way to win a series against the Pirates. Baby steps, and here come the Brew Crew.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs.
Yeah.
Today's episode is presented by our partner at FanDuel. Football season is around the corner. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now. Later in the show, we discuss and preview the Cubs' 5-game series against the Brewers this week. We also get into the Cubs' lack of offense, Owen Casey on a milk carton, and we start with the Cubs taking 2 of 3 from the Pirates this weekend. They did lose 3-2 on Friday, but close wins to bring a sigh of relief and perhaps some baby steps. 3-1 Saturday, 4-3 Sunday. The Cubs are still in the top spot in the wild card.
Dodgers
as of this recording. They're 1 game ahead of the Fathers, 5 games ahead of the Metropolitans, and 6 games ahead of the Redlegs. Sam, it was a good weekend in the win column.
Yeah, so let's recap. Let's recap these games quickly. Let's start with Friday, which I think you think it's fair to say one of the 3 worst losses of the year.
No.
Oh, okay. I think it was awful. The way they lost that game on Friday, especially late with the clutch hitting and Pete oversliding second. I genuinely didn't think it looked like he didn't know the ball was live. I couldn't believe that happened. Saturday, I go to the baseball game. Shout out to our everydayer Jordan, who I just randomly sat next to and had a nice time at the game. Basically, it was like him and I went with each other. He's
that's fantastic.
Listener to the show. Just a quick side note, folks. If you ever see me at Wrigley, please do not be afraid to say hello. Like there's one person, I won't name him, that was just staring at me for a while by the marquee, and then I said something to him. If there's ever a day where I'm rude or don't want to say hello to a listener, I shouldn't have this job, okay? So please don't feel bad. You're not bothering me. I'm not that cool, okay? Saturday, the Cubs found a way to win the ball game 3-1. Tucker had a couple 85 hoppers that got through the first and second base side. Shota was magnificent. Clutch base hit, and then an indescribable decision by the Pirates skipper to walk Happ to get to Nico Horner for that insurance run. Cubs win that game. And then Sunday, I thought, was the most encouraging offensive performance in quite some time. Now, they still struggled in big spots. Happ took a few called thirds with runners on the corners, 1 out. He made up for it later with a huge hit. And then Shaw had a rough at bat with a runner on third, less than 1 out. But I thought Happ hit a ball that should have been a home run today. Dansby hit a ball that should have been a home run today. Kelly hit a ball that should have been a home run today. I stopped keeping track of that in June, as you predicted. I got kind of tired of it.
Yes.
Work. But it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous, some of that stuff. I thought, look, things aren't great. I'm not going to paint a rosy picture. But outside of the right fielder, I thought that Sunday was a pretty good sign with some baby steps. PCA had a good offensive series. Like I said, big hit for Happ. And I think Dansby Swanson deserves some credit. I really do. He's hit the ball a lot better than his numbers have shown a lot of this season, including today. He had the game-winning sacrifice fly and a big triple. And, I'm pretty hard on Swanson, and I want to give him a little bit of credit. I think he's done a nice job this year overall.
Yeah, I'd like to look into...
Not with runners in scoring position.
I know Savant Sam play-by-play has expected batting average. What about for a season? Is that available anywhere?
Yeah, I have it.
I wonder how much higher that is for him.
I'll pull that up for you right now.
After having no comeback victories since July 2nd, the Cubs got not 1 but 2 this weekend. So that was nice to see, a little bit of resolve.
274.
Wow. What's his real average? Like 240?
249.
Okay. So that's very clear. Very clear. Thanks for looking that up, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that. So 2 comeback wins this weekend for the Cubs. I do like to see that. I don't like that they're getting by, by a hair or two.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're going to get into the offense later in the show, and maybe into some reasons why Owen Casey didn't start this weekend. He barely made an appearance this weekend. It's frustrating for me as a fan. But at this point, I am choosing to embrace this spot in the season. We're going to get to it later in the show. The Brewers went past not only the Cubs, not only the Central, not only this baseball season. What they're doing, it ranks with seasons in a long time. At least right now, what they're doing. I keep hearing in different outlets, oh, they're going to cool down. What evidence do you have to say that? So I'm embracing the Cubs lot right now. Did they get passed up in a big fashion? Sure. But I am focused on the wild card. I want them to play at least 2 games at Wrigley Field. I want them to play the Brewers in the NLDS. And that's where I'm at right now. The Cubs are now 29-8 when either Boyd, Horton, or Imanaga start, and they score 3+. That happened when you were in attendance on Saturday, Sam. 29-8 overall, 16-2 at Wrigley. Again, a little bit of offense goes a long way.
Right.
What did you think about Council's decisions this weekend?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, he chose, and I say oddly enough because Casey was otherwise on a milk carton this weekend. Oddly enough, he chose to pinch hit Casey for Matt Shaw, who entered Sunday with the second best OPS in the National League in the second half. Any observations from Council this weekend?
Yeah, just that he doesn't play trends. He plays the whole year. So like when he sat Shaw, he's telling Shaw, hey man, everything that you've done to improve and stuff, I don't believe in that right now. I believe in the total body of work. Same with guys like Happ and Tucker. I know Happ had a good game on Sunday. Hey, I don't believe just because you've been struggling for 2 months. I believe in the total body of work, and I just think when your team is all struggling at once, you have to be able to have a little bit of flexibility with that. And you saw Shaw was noticeably upset in the dugout when they panned Turner. I mean, noticeably upset. I'd be upset too. I mean, think of what this kid's had to go through. He's had to get sent down, come back up. He's changing. He's doing everything that they asked him to do, and he can't get an AB. And ironically, that's the time they put in Casey. And then, Council's quotes before the game about, hey, we got great outfielders. Yeah, well, your outfielders haven't been great in a long time. I was talking to a few buddies in my group chat today for my fantasy baseball. It's just explaining to them, like, Kyle Tucker is not only struggling, he has been one of the worst hitters in baseball since July 1st. And for the first time, and rightfully so, it was time, he got booed, Matt.
Yeah, there was boo birds this weekend.
It was a noticeable boo on Sunday after his 353rd ground out to first base. Now maybe they were booing because he didn't run it out, but I don't think it was that, because then his next time he came up, it was still a little bit there. So, you got to think about this stuff. You can't just manage the piece of paper or the binder and just go, well, the law of averages, at some point you got to force it. At some point you got to play the trends. You got to say, hey, you know what? This guy might not be having a great year, but he's been hitting well lately. Lately matters in baseball. Lately. That's an important word.
Of course. I heard a great quote from Joe Madden recently. The game is managed too much from the iPad. Yeah. And I connect with that. We both do.
Well, look no further than Saturday when the Pirates walked Ian Happ to get to the Cubs' best hitter with runners in scoring position. Well, whatever the computer said, it was wrong.
We continue to discuss this series and the lack of offense right after this. Today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy platform that lets you turn your football predictions into real rewards. Preseason is already heating up, and college football isn't far behind. Whether you've got your eye on big-name quarterbacks or breakout running backs, Prize Picks makes it easy to get in the game. Who are you most excited for this fall? I'm excited to see Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. How are they going to gel? How are they going to mesh together? What's the Bears defense situation, special teams? You could go to Prize Picks, get involved with all these Bears plays, pick more or less on 2 to 6 Bears stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks, run your game. Couple more notes from Cubs Pirates this weekend. I don't know if I want to see the Assad Brown combo again.
Oh.
And Daniel Palencia was unavailable the last 2 games of this series due to illness.
Yeah, shout out to Kittredge, man.
That's why Keller closed Saturday and Kittredge closed on Sunday. We wish the best to Palencia. Hopefully he gets healthy and he's back on Monday when the Cubs face the best team since the 27 Yankees. All right, folks, the Cubs are – did you realize –
Why are you wearing that shirt right now?
Because it's a easy transition shirt as I go from my prep to family dinner. I'll put something else on right after
Got it.
this.
Okay.
The Cubs are last in baseball in runs in August, and it's not close. They've scored 44 times in 15 games.
It's a Tucker shirt if you're listening on audio.
They don't hit 221 average. They don't get on base, 281. They don't slug. 340 clip there. Meanwhile, the rotation is number 1 in all of baseball in ERA in August. The bullpen, for good measure, is 10th in ERA. And Owen Casey or someone else could provide a jolt to the lineup after his promotion, at least this past week. Casey started the day of his call-up Thursday. Not to mention he played well that day despite no results, but got only 1 plate appearance in the 3 games against the Bucks. And my position is simple. You don't know if he can provide a jolt unless he's actually playing. And you mentioned this earlier. Here's the council quote on Casey not starting this weekend. Quote, "We have a pretty good group of outfielders here. Owen has to cross that bar. We're going to play the best guys every day. This is why we wrestled with calling him up," close quote. Well, then who decided that then? Because why is he just sitting there? We have arrived at the point to discuss the left field, right field, and DH spots. And I don't like to do this, especially to open a week's worth of shows, but I was right. You said Happ was going to be benched. No, he's not. People are calling for Seiya to miss a game a week. Tucker, one of the 6 games a week. No, it's not going to happen. Now, we've arrived at that spot, but it's not going to happen. But Casey should play left, right, or DH at least, a few times a week. Right, Sam? They're last in baseball in runs. They have the worst offense. It's not close.
Coming into this,
and please don't say do more at the trade deadline. No. How are the Cubs supposed to know that Kyle Tucker would be the worst player on the team for a whole month? How?
Coming into today with another offer, Tucker was 170, 250, 170 in August with a 420 OPS. That's on the heels coming off of 675 months. So he's been horrendous for 2 months. Happ had a really big day today. Give him credit for that. Before that, coming into today, he was 200, 315, 333 with a 648 OPS.
Glad Happ is getting credit.
I don't understand why you can't find room when those are the numbers of those 2 guys.
I really thought he wasn't even going to play all weekend. He got a cameo Sunday.
I've been in the camp of it's time to sit Tucker down. And so for 10
For an
days,
extended period,
yeah,
though, right?
So for 10 days, and then let Casey play for 10 days and see how that goes. I think that's a really fair thing. I don't believe Seiya should be in this conversation. He's starting to show signs. He's not slugging, but 268, 392, 390. On this team, you might as well call him, Stan Usual with those numbers right now. So another comparison of a righty hitter to a lefty
Yeah, maybe
hitter.
Hank Aaron would have
Yeah,
been better.
Hank Aaron would have been better. Willie Mays would have been better. Manny Ramirez. Anyway, the great Frank Thomas, one of the most underrated.
Did you at least enjoy your experience Saturday, especially with the planes overhead?
Go Cubs.
The planes really bothered me. They were really scary. I actually ducked at one point when one was coming towards the ballpark. I was thinking,
Derek Lee did that when I was a kid. I was at a game with the air show. He hit the dirt.
Joe DiMaggio was the guy I was missing in my head. Yeah, I don't understand why they can't do that. I don't like Kyle Tucker, man. I was at the game Saturday when he had his 2 hits. I mean, you couldn't roll it through the hole any better. And the last one, it looked like, I don't understand his swing. It was such a heavy rollover. And not to play the body language police, but, he really doesn't look like he's in a great place.
What do the Cubs do well right now offensively?
Right now?
Yeah. Do they have any identity as a team?
No,
they don't.
They hit home runs that they don't hit anymore.
They haven't hit home runs,
and they don't steal bases. And by the way, mark this down for our offseason calendar.
They don't run any plays.
Mark this down for our offseason calendar.
Okay.
We need to talk about PCA's base stealing problems.
Okay.
He doesn't know how to steal a base correctly anymore. Last year when he got on first, it felt like.
Why is that?
I ask Quentin Berry.
Well, I don't have a press credential. I don't want one, by the way.
Thought Michael Busch showed some good signs this weekend.
Michael Busch hitting leadoff is crushing this team. No, it is. It's hurting the team badly.
I'm more positive. I think Seiya had a good series.
Mike, the Cubs' failure to find a leadoff hitter is crushing the lineup. You don't see that?
I do. I don't disagree at all. Willie Castro hasn't been a great addition. They haven't.
He's hitting 1-something in August.
Well,
like everyone else.
In fairness to him, though, they haven't faced a lot of lefties. He's there to hit lefties. And I'm not sure they face a lefty this week. Isn't it all righties for the Brewers? Ooh, my voice is cracked twice. I guess we'll talk about that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So you're not going to see a whole lot of Willie
Maybe
Castro.
Castro will pinch hit for Pete against Ashby.
Yeah, or like DL Hall.
Okay.
Or Koenig. Those are their 3 lefties.
Well,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on the council stuff. It's mind-boggling. I'll say this.
I think against the next time there's a lefty starter, Justin Turner should start at first.
Of course. It's not council's fault that this is happening.
No, it's not.
But I do believe he has not done a whole lot to help them get out of it. Is that fair to say?
Yes, although it does seem to be more systemic, right? If we do plant our flag.
I don't know what that means.
Well, council is managing like most other managers. I think we need to acknowledge that.
Well, if we did everything like every other show, how would we be?
Well, and again, playing the scoreboard only brings pain. I get it, but that's true.
You gotta be
It's
different.
the Madden quote. They go out of the binder and iPad.
Well, so I'm supposed to.
But it's the Cubs don't have a leadership problem, averaging 2.9 runs a game for an entire month.
So I'm supposed to let him off the hook because everybody else does it?
Maybe not.
That's not how I was raised. Oh, Mom, everyone else did it, so I ended up skipping school too. Tell that to my mom. I would have sat out. She would have benched me for weeks.
Well, then the changes should have been made already. It's August 17th. Shuffle the order.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is his fault, but I'm saying when a team is as consistently, this is now the second year under him that the team has collapsed in a 2-month stretch.
Okay.
And there needs to be an effort of change, a spark, a rant. How about when Seiya got tossed or got rung up the other day on a pitch that literally would have been a ball to Bill Russell? And
we talked about this last year.
Why can't I talk about it again? That's the perfect time to get your team going, man. You need personality in life. You can't just sit there. I'm not asking him to be like a crazy person like me.
Right.
But I'm asking him not to be so much the other way. Meet in the middle. Show a little fight. You know, we don't know what happens behind the scenes, but I mean, come on, man. You know, give Casey a chance.
My position
Make a lineup change.
If they don't do that, then how do we know? If they don't actually follow through with that, we're never going to know, but they just don't do it.
I'm tired of status quo.
We preview Cubs Brewers right after this.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. August 26th is officially FanDuel Futures Day, a brand new holiday for football fans who live for bold predictions and preseason hunches. For just 24 hours, FanDuel is giving you deals on NFL season predictions. So whether you're calling your MVP, eyeing a long shot division winner, or ready to crown your Super Bowl champ before week 1 even kicks off, this is your moment. Right now, over under Bears 8.5. You could take that over at plus 125, but they don't have a left tackle. So I don't know how that's going to work. They're actually going to kick off here on I think it's in Chicago on the lakefront. Maybe it's in Buffalo. I don't know where the preseason game is. In a couple of hours here, they're going to play their starters. I'm not overly optimistic, but I am excited about the Illinois Fighting Illini football team. They're over under also at 8.5. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now, because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game.
All right, we're back here on Locked On Cubs, and my control panel is stuck here. Sam, can you help me out?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, thank you. Interesting. I'll have to double check that after the show. Hey, the Brewers
play the Beatles song with Ringo.
The Brewers are 78-45. They're 29-5 since July 6th. 39-10 since June 19th. This is the projected starting pitching matchups here. It is Horton Peralta. That's actually been confirmed now.
Yes,
a few minutes ago.
Wow, what a dandy to start it.
Tyone Patrick in the nightcap. Then Boyd Woodruff Tuesday. Ray and the Miz Wednesday. Imanaga Priester on Thursday. This is a 5-game series. And what do you want here? I have several bits of information that I could pull up here. And which would you like first? Would you like to know background info on the Brewers' 5 best players?
No, I'd like to just give my take on the series.
Okay, go ahead.
Wednesday, I will be at the game, and I'm really disappointed that that's the matchup.
Ray and Mizorowski, yeah.
That's not going to be very fun to watch. But yeah, look, here's how I look at this series. I'm not going into this series thinking about a division title. I'm going into this series trying to build momentum towards a turnaround in our season. And this team has not lost a series, Milwaukee, in a very long time. And if you could find a way to take 3 out of 5 against this team, I think that would be a tremendous accomplishment and a tremendous step forward in trying to get yourself going again. I know that's probably not what people want to hear. We had Chris on the show who's talking about taking all 5.
Right.
I love Chris. Shout out Chris. I want to be realistic, and I want to find a way to win this series, because if you win this series, I believe, even though the number would still be, I believe, 7 or whatever it is back of the division, first of all, you would do yourself a huge favor towards the wild card, because playing this juggernaut right now is challenging for 5 games. It would also give yourself a lot of confidence if you have to see these guys again. And it would give you a lot of confidence. Hey, we just beat the best team in baseball that doesn't ever lose series. We in a series plus, because it's a 5-gamer. So that's my goal, is to find a way to win this series. It's going to be difficult, but I think I really like the pitching matchups outside of Wednesday. You said Priester?
Really? That's encouraging to hear.
You said Priester versus who on Thursday?
Imanaga.
Okay, yeah, right. So I like that matchup, depending on the weather. Boyd, Woodruff. I think Woodruff's thrown the ball great, but not as great as his numbers show.
Okay.
Tyone Patrick's just going to be a coming back from the minors coin flip. We'll see how that goes.
Right. Yep.
And then the Cubs have actually done okay versus Peralta this year. I don't, is it this Cubs team? That's
last time.
That's the question, though. Is can this Cubs team handle a dude like that right now with the way they're hitting? That's the question.
Yeah, it's one that's looming for sure. But to get out of the gate on Monday like they did against him in the finale the last time, that would give me a lift. If I could look at the score at during the workday and see, they're up 5-1 in the 6th, and Horton is rolling. They go to the pen, and
if they win game one,
first one.
If they win game one, nobody will get a bigger lift than you. You love a big game one series win in a big series.
They never win the first game of a series anymore.
Ever in a big series. No, I'll be thinking of you if they go up 4-0 in the 6th. I'll have an audio ready for you when that bell rings, dude.
Oh, thank you, because...
Oh, it'll be like Rocky.
Because I'm going to miss Horton pitch. I love watching this guy, man.
Well, maybe I'll just give an audio.
He's been one of my favorite guys to watch on the whole team.
Maybe I'll call the whole game for you. No, that'll get you. That won't work.
I just...
All right, talk about these Brewers players.
Well...
I don't even know who it is.
They're the best. I think they've surpassed the Dodgers at evaluating talent.
I agree with you.
They're number 1. By WAR, the Brewers' 5 best players this year.
You're muted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
By WAR, the Brewers' 5 best players this year are 1 first-round pick. 3 players added in trades by 2 different GMs, and a Rule 5 pick.
Who are they? I'm trying to think. Should I guess who the 5 best guys have been?
Yeah, guess that.
Well, Yelich is on there.
Yeah, he's on there.
Isaac Collins.
Yep.
These are position players only, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's too hard of a list. Yeah.
Sal Frelick.
Well, there's 1 pitcher.
Oh, Peralta.
So Collins, Yelich, Peralta, 2 others.
Not Frelick.
Frelick, I think, is 6th.
Terang. Is it Durbin?
No.
Vaughn, it can't be Vaughn. He hadn't been there long enough. Joey Ortiz, Contreras. Yeah. He hasn't even had a good year.
But and by the way, Collins, since July 6th, when the Brewers have made this crazy run, is hitting .330 with an OBP of 415.
Dude, they lost Jackson Churio for 14 games, and they won all of them until today.
In 31 games with the Brewers, Andrew Vaughn is slashing .327, .391, .611. I just think we're entering a territory where the style of baseball they play, because the caveat with all this is they win all the time in the regular season, they lose all the time in the postseason.
Right.
But does this 2025 team tip the scales of the sport back to what they are doing? Because that seems to me where it's trending right now. And entering Sunday, Fangraphs projects them at their well-known a conservative platform in terms of their metrics. They project them for 99 wins. The century mark is not out of the question here.
Oh, no.
They have not only taken over the division, but what they're doing tracks with one of the better seasons in the sport in a long time.
Especially the stretch, since 21 and 25.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I think, I watch this team play a lot. I think what I
Right.
would say is when I watch them is that they're so much greater. What's that saying? The sum of their parts.
Sure.
That whole thing. Like they're greater as a whole, and that the numbers of each individual guy isn't going to wow you, but that's not why they have success. They have success because they feed off each other. They almost play. You always hear this in football, complementary football. Defense gets a 3 and out. Then the offense has good field position. They play complementary baseball. They help each other. When a guy's on first, they all of a sudden they switch their approach. They first to third them like that. You make a mistake, they take advantage of you like that. It's like it really, watching them play, the real focus is winning baseball games. They're not worried about, and not to say that Cubs or other teams are worried about their slash line, but I think we all have a habit of, hey, this team's good. What's this guy hitting? What's this guy's hitting? But it's really the way they play. It's, hey, this team's good. What are they doing each day to find a way to win a baseball game? And the real that is what their skill is. It's not their OPS. It's not their on base. It's not their slug. They are really good at finding ways to win baseball games. And unfortunately, we don't have a metric for that. We just call it, in the analytical department, oh, it's just luck. And I just think people say that it's luck because at some point we'll have a metric for like, hey, this guy's a totally different hitter in this spot. They do this. And, they're really, really good. And to beat them, you have to play mistake-free baseball. So hopefully the Cubs could do that. And we'll see. I think Monday at 1:20 is a real big tone setter.
But to emphasize a point from you earlier, wins could be the metric for identity, and personality, and buying in to a philosophy that they clearly have done.
Well, Council said this weekend he's not focused on results. Did you see that quote?
Okay. Well,
did you see that quote?
No, we're going to have to end the show now.
Did you see? Okay, I'm not making it up.
This is Locked On Cubs.
On the process.
We'll be back after both games Monday.
What is this, the Sixers?
Your team every day. For your second, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on the Locked On MLB channel on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.